It's not going to be a surprise. Hello, everyone. This is it. Welcome to Amazing Skilled Modeler Sunday Hangout. I'm your host, Jack, and I have Jim here, who's I've been open for maybe about 15, 20 minutes. So if you are watching, I know there's one viewer so far, and you want to come on with us, you're more than welcome to do it. And I also have the live chat open. Sorry, guys, Bob Busking, one of our favorite members here, who hasn't been on the show lately because he is doing Christmas. He is in retail, so he's going to be pretty busy for the next several days. I'm going to make sure I got all my glues because I was just doing some modeling as we were coming on the air. This is how apropos they'll be showing up for the last show of this year. Hi, George. George is in a live hangout. Are you working, George? I hope you're not. I hope you're at home, kicking back, relaxing, and watching. So this is our last show for this year, and it'll be January 5th, January 6th is when we're coming back to the shows back on a regular schedule next year. Between now and then, I'm going to release at least 4 videos. I'm putting them together right now. I got 2 done out of 4. Those would be a slideshow video on the past year's community covers. Those are the members who have built models that I felt they had some merit to represent our amazing community. So no, not at home. Okay, sorry, George. I hope you do make it home soon. And Ken Skiffington also joined us. Hi, Ken, on the live chat, and we'll be talking about basically year-end things. I mean, we do spring cleaning. We do a lot of celebrating and New Year's. On our respective countries, we have our national holidays too. But what do we do what does a skill modeler do at the end of the year? They just clear off their bench, maybe with one fell swoop, and start over again. I don't know. We'll talk about that. And also coming up next year, I'm not much of a planner. I don't plan things. I just go, I wing everything for the most part. On Saturday, January 19th, we're going to have, or at least, yeah, Jamie Wood said he'll stop by. We'll talk about what it's like to make the model kits that we love and hate to build. And also, of course, the Sunday Hangout will be the 6th and the 20th next month, too. So we'll go back on a regular schedule, blah, blah, blah. I already said that. So we're coming to a close on our year's worth of community builds. This is also Wood Build, Real Space, and Nautical Navy. And I think I accomplished them all, but the Navy one I'm not too happy about. The kit was pretty lousy, and I wasn't putting enough work and attention into it. Well, without further ado, I'd like to say hi, Jim.
Hi, Jack. Yeah, I haven't got a lot done since yesterday. You know, I've got the first planking down, shaped, and installed. That's installed.
Ooh.
And I'm now working on the second series of plank. I've got this one marked out to where it lines up with the associated ribs.
Oh,
And got a spacer. So the idea is that the spacer will go in, because this is what's called clinker built, where the planks overlap. So I've got a spacer board that goes in and then lines up for the next plank, so it goes, so it's even right across.
Right.
So that's the idea. So the next thing, I was hoping to be able to get this one started today, but being Christmas and all other things prop up. So what's got up now is to get the ends of it wet, and then clamped in location and start twisting and shaping the ends to match the foil with the hull of the craft.
With the individual planks overlapping,
Yes.
Does that reduce the amount of gluing surface that you have on the ribs to the ribs rather?
It reduces the surface area of what. Now, the thing is, like, ideally in a clinker built, they put a shim board between the planks and the ribs.
Oh yeah.
You know, and then it's pegged. The board is then pegged on. But in this application, I mean, you could go to that extent, I guess. But once the floor is put on, you'd never see it anyways. So it's the clinker is set up and then just edge glued to the rib.
Oh yeah.
But I said, if this was a real one, a full size up, there's a shim board that goes between the edge and that down to space it. But we're not going to go to that much detail with this kit because you'd never see it anyways. But yeah. So the surface, as far as the gluing surface, you got the gluing surface all along the edge here, and then just wherever the edge of the panel touches down here.
Of course, yeah.
Oh, you got something to do then, huh? No, you put that in boiling water to soften it up.
Yep.
It's almost sort of like you need 3 or 4 hands to be able to put that on and secure it.
Clamps are your friend.
Yeah. Clamps are your friend. Okay.
Yes.
I mean, it'd be interesting to see you lay a board, but I wouldn't expect you to do it now.
Yeah.
With the brilliant planning skills that I have.
To see a board shaped, yeah.
But that would be interesting, even if you cut a short.
Maybe I'll see what happens. Maybe I'll set up my video camera and see if I can make a shot, basically of actually shaping a board.
Yeah, that'd be actually pretty interesting. I'd be wanting to see that. So you've done some shopping. You said you're going to do some more.
I got some more to do this week. You know, the last full week before Christmas, got all the rest of the loose ends. Like I gotta get, got to do the booze run. Got to get the last of the vegetables that are needed. We don't want to get those till near the end of the week. But
okay, that's it.
That's it.
Very good, Randall. You're second, even though you're last. How are you?
Oh, not too bad. Not too bad. Yeah. Haven't done an awful lot since yesterday. I had intended to start applying some decals to the Apollo Soyuz test project, the command and service module.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't find the decals. It took me most of the day searching through boxes just to find them. And it's only within the last couple of hours that I found them. And this is them. And look how many of them there are. They're all tiny.
Your picture froze on me.
Can you see anything?
No, no. I get the small image at the bottom when you're not showing. It's a frozen image, and then I just get a blank screen when it switches over with your voice.
Right. I might need to change camera.
There, you're there.
Hang on, I've just changed camera here.
Okay.
Where's the settings?
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, Brian.
How are you?
I'm doing all right. A little stressed out right now, terribly, but watching too much football.
What's stressing you?
Oh, Patriots and the Steelers is stressing me out. It stresses me out every single time.
Don't worry, the Patriots will win. The Steelers are off this season.
Steelers are up by 7 right now with 37 seconds. I don't know.
They'll find a way to lose.
There's my picture now.
That's my hometown I'm talking about.
You're good there right now.
I know.
You're good right now, Randall.
Yeah, but I never got the impression you were a football fan.
I only follow the scores. I don't follow the games.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be stressed like you.
Yeah. That's what happened to all my hair. Or what used to be.
All right, Randall. What was that again?
I was just saying, it took me all day trying to find these, and
oh my God, yeah,
there's quite a few of them there.
Wow.
Yeah.
What are they for?
These are for the decals for the command and service module.
Oh yeah, the 100 little tiny no steps.
Yeah.
Yeah. went through that with my Battlestar Galactica, my little 172nd ones. I don't know how many no steps are on that. Yeah, my sympathies.
I haven't even tried to. I don't think they're legible, even on the scale.
Some of them are. Some of them are really printed nicely, so they are legible.
Yeah. And so I need something a bit more, with a bit more magnification than.
Reading glasses. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I think this past summer, I think I built the 172nd F-14 Tomcat, and I think that had 72 no steps on it, and they were tiny.
Yeah. This one here has the numbers go up to 37, but there's a lot of them are like in quadruplicate.
Yeah, one number for a group.
For a group, yeah.
Between 4 and 5 copies.
Yeah.
Thankfully, there are 5 of them because there's one where images to be used on, say, the quad thrusters. One on each, but they provide 5 in case you screw one up. And you're only allowed 1 screw up. I'd like a lot more screw ups, or allowing for the more screw ups rather. I don't like to have more screw ups. When I was doing that, I came across another little project that I'd started months and months ago, and it was one of those little super deformed kits.
Yeah.
And in this case, Thunderbird 2.
Oh, you got the Super Deformed Thunderbird 2, yeah.
So at some stage, I painted and finished the front half of it.
Yeah.
And the rest of it.
Oh, they've got a they got a pilot there.
Yeah.
Somehow he looks at a scale for the actual ship,
yeah.
But yeah.
Totally out of scale. Especially when it's bad.
Yeah, it's always kind of cartoonish, those things. Yeah.
A little bit of fun. They're
fun. They're fun to build.
Yeah.
They're fun to build.
It comes with a tiny little Thunderbird 4. And look, Jack, it's yellow. And Jack is completely oblivious. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also a little mole.
Oh, a mole? Yeah.
And I painted it yellow, but it's supposed to be orange. But there you go. This die cast actually is pretty close to what it should look like. For me.
Oh, for the mole, yeah.
Color wise, anyway.
The launch platform for it and the whole bit there, yeah.
A bit dusty. Oh. These things were never clean. That's pretty much it, right?
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right, very good. I'm busily doing something right now, and I apologize. I'm not being very attentive. How you doing, Brian? Besides getting stressed over the football games.
I didn't hear you. Cut out a little bit.
You're up.
What are you doing besides getting stressed?
Oh, I'm working on that Mercedes, that SLS AMG. Decals are driving me a little crazy right now because they have raised ribs on the intake for it, but they gave me decals for it, and decals don't want to stick.
Oh, uh-huh.
So I'm trying to cut out the AMG text and make it sit down where it's supposed to. But that's it. I make a lot of progress today, though. I've been working on this since like 8 this morning, I think, on and off. What are you working on?
Who, me?
Is that still your Star Trek, your 01 or whatever?
Yeah, I was in a hurry to get some things done so I can show off what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
I think I got it under control right now, but I'm just gonna get some super glue. See, this is how hurry up getting done by the end of the year is like for us modelers.
Yeah.
We set goals for ourselves that are totally unattainable. Although the better one is actually you, Randall.
Sorry?
Actually, you're the better one of that than any of us, because you say, oh, well, there's going to be a contest in April, and I think I'm going to build a model and get it done by then. And you do. You stay up all night, and you don't sleep.
That's because I procrastinate in the interview. Say it's April, okay. In the 3 months running up to that, I do nothing, and then I cram everything into the last 2 weeks or so.
Yeah, that's.
I'm really good at getting distracted.
Well, what are you clearing off your bench, if I may ask, to get ready for the next year? Is there any plans you got for next year?
Plans wise, well, the biggest one that I have planned is the Discovery here.
Oh, yeah.
I've also still got that Zvezda Revel Star Destroyer lurking there and quietly mocking me on the floor because there's nowhere else to put it.
I see.
So God knows where I'll put it actually if I get around to building it, but there you go. There's that. There's a few other projects as well I'd like to get finished.
Where's that?
There's even one project that's still sitting here on the bench. I started at least 2 years ago that I never got around to finishing. That's
long-term desk queen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If I can dig it out from under the pile of junk. Here we go. Yeah.
Oh, the Romulan bird of prey.
Yeah, the wee 1000 scale one that I'd been working on.
Yeah.
That even has lights.
Ah.
I would need to find something that I can actually plug it into.
While you are looking for that, George agreed that I'd like to see you doing a video of rigging. You don't have to say anything. You just have to, well, if you were saying something, you'd be cursing, so that wouldn't be exactly.
Oh, yeah.
post?
Best. The method that I used was actually blatantly stolen. So I said from a YouTuber called Tom Grigat. Grigat.
Yeah.
He not only does outstanding models, but he also does them in stop motion animation, which is really annoying. But, it was his techniques that I used, where you actually create your own turnbuckles from tiny bits of wire wrapped around tiny bits of stiffer wire.
Yeah.
You know? And trimming off like 1 millimeter long bits of 0.3 millimeter brass tubing and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't think I could show one without or do, you know, it would have to be a silent video. The box would be contributed to quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
That or else just taking a photograph. You can't hear the swearing in photographs yet. Apart from that, let's see. Still haven't found anything I can actually plug these wires in. I haven't even got a battery sitting on my which for me is unusual. I usually have a trunk lying around.
Need to get yourself a power supply permanently mounted on the bench there.
I should have, yeah. I should have.
Yeah.
Ooh, hang on a second.
All right. In the meantime, we're going to say hello to Ken. How you doing, Ken? I haven't seen the likes of you in a long time. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. How you doing?
You all right?
I'm good.
Oh, very good. We do see your posts and do share them every now and again. I think the last one I was overwhelmed with was that Enterprise entering space dock. That was amazing.
Oh.
Shampoo and conditioner bottle. The conditioner bottle is really heavy and awkward.
And Brian being spoken to. Boy, I'll tell you what, it's a regular night. It's a regular night at the at the workbenches.
Yeah.
So, what are you working on today, Ken?
Well, I'm working on now is well there. Got the
I'm gonna try on the laptop.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
That looks like, is that Star Wars?
Oh no, it's from the movie Age of Dragons.
Oh, okay.
Some kind of a boat that goes on land or something where they hunt dragons.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
It's almost it's a takeoff from Moby Dick. Instead of the whale, it's a dragon.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm still working on that one there now. Got little things on the side that comes down like anchors and digs into the ground there.
Okay.
I got ladders that goes on there where I get some put on.
Yeah.
Go up. A few more things I got to do, but got a crossbow there for the shoot at the dragons. I got the crossbow over there somewhere on the bench. The arrow goes on there.
That's a big crossbow.
It's not a crossbow, some kind of a article. That's one that I'm working on. And this one there.
Ah, yes.
Luna?
Yeah, I am got the.
That's the moonlight lander or the moonliner or something, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm gonna light it up so there's smoke coming out as it's landing.
Okay.
When I get you around to there.
Yeah,
we light up.
That's cool.
Yeah, we showed off your space shuttle.
Yeah, I got it up there. Thing. I finally finished up my Thunderbird transmitter truck.
Ah.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
I put pictures on that one.
Nice.
That's a lot bigger than the one I built last year.
Oh, yeah. That one. I'll show you how much I can. That's the one I'll be on again. And this one from the UFO.
Ah, okay.
Mobile.
The mobile, yeah. I made the tracks and everything. So.
Transporter, yeah.
Funny thing about those transporters or mobiles, they didn't seem to include a way for the drivers to get in there.
Did that one from Thunderbirds.
Oh, wow.
Recovery vehicle. Made the tracks.
George asks, is Sid finished?
Yeah. Still working on this one here. I got one track now.
Ah.
That's the
PS19.
UFO, the tank that's on the moon.
Well, you got some pictures to take, mister.
This one there, another one from Thunderbirds. I think I put these on one time. That's the truck from the villain hood.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
And that one, I'm getting down to it here now. And this is the one I did from a concept I found on the internet.
That's nice.
It's supposed to be some kind of a moon lander or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hang on, a couple more to show you. I'm still working on this one.
You get bored with one, you start on the other.
Yeah, that's what I
move on to the next. Oh yeah. That's, you know what? They should make that into a kit. They really should.
The Winnebago from.
The Winnebago. Yeah, the Winnebago
from Spaceballs.
From Spaceballs, yeah.
I'm working on this last one. The one I'm working on there is from Terrahawks tank.
Yeah.
The tracks that make for it. But I can show you more stuff, but I'll be here all night. So.
I'm sure you're good.
I got loads more, but that's all I can show you now.
Wow. The Winnebago, I would love to build. And how big is that kit? What scale would that be?
I don't know.
You don't work by scales. Okay. How big would the model be? How long will it be?
The model is, I don't know, about 16 inches.
16?
Like 16?
16?
I think that's what it is. On the tip of the hinges. Yeah, 16.
That's about, oddly enough, about 16 scale.
Okay.
Yeah, that's about. I thought it would be some from the picture for you holding up to the camera. That's what it looked like, possibly a 16 scale. That's why I asked. Liam stopped by. Night all. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, Liam. So yeah, everybody's stopping by on the live chat. Liam's in Europe right now, vacationing. I think in Austria. Is it?
Stuttgart was the last place I think he was in.
Germany, some place where there's snow, and he's fascinated by it because he's posting pictures of snow. Well, is that it, Ken?
Yeah.
All right, very good. Let's see. I'm going to turn the lights down, or at least the camera gain. Oh, look at that. It's really showing up. I already see it. This is what I was in a hurry up to get done. This is on my NX01 build. And there were these holes that had these little nubs that went into them. And now, afterthought, after the glue is dried, I could have used fiber optic for this. You see, Jim, this is not quite blue. It's not quite white. It is actually ultraviolet.
It's a violet, yeah.
Yeah, and in life, it comes up as it's very subtle. But you see, as I have this the camera being turned way down. So if I turn it way down, you'll see that it's like ultraviolet.
Yeah.
Ooh, look at that. But everything that I did on this, I put in interior lights, a pretty good amount of LED tape for interior lighting. And I had to take it all out because when I opened up Ralph's kit, lighting kit, it had everything. So I took it out. I will show you what this looks like. Not much to show on this. But those are the LEDs. I got these little posts there, hoping to mount the circuit board right on top, like so. And I'll probably be using 5-minute epoxy to put the board on. And this will be operated by remote control. This he sent a little remote control with this too. So you can turn things on and off in different ways. But not much to see there as far as LEDs are concerned. I'm trying to get them wired together. What I'm going to be doing right now is I'm going to be, boy, I tell you what, those are definitely ultraviolet. It's a little warm under there. A little warm. That was on for a few minutes. I'm just going to cover it with tulip before tonight's over, so that it's both insulated, mainly to keep it insulated and attached to the bottom. The only thing sticking up would be the leads to wire it. But that's all I did today, and I put in the windows, these window things. This took a long time because I was using the Tester's window maker.
Yeah.
And it takes a while for it to cure. I got to go back over sanding them down to make them more light diffused. But that's what I was doing all day, other than listening to Joe Rogan and his videos. I would say I took a step back, but I think that I maybe recovered on that step by rethinking my strategy when it comes to the tenant controls. And I hope it all works. Because I'm not running a good track record on this stuff. I'm not running a good track record. But that's what I have, and I'm thinking of next year doing the bigger builds, thus the bigger desk and everything. And of course, this NX01 is a part of that. I got the cable, Jim.
Yeah, it came in.
Yeah, it came in today. It came in today by post office, which I was actually pretty surprised. I haven't cut it open yet. It's either this would be an outlet sticking out the bottom, but you said that this could be sheathed in gold or something like that.
Well, I was just concerned with what type of wires are. If they're using straight copper wires, you're okay. As I said, if they've used gold tinsel wire, it's not unusable, but it's just a pain to solder to.
Well, there's a way to find out.
Right beside your hull.
Right beside my hull.
Yeah, it's got your cutters.
Well, I found the wire. Okay. Now I need to take off some sheathing here. Nope, I don't think it has any of the tinsel in there. Oh. Maybe I spoke too soon.
In the meantime, I did find a power source for my.
Oh, you did find the power source?
Yep. So.
Okay.
Probably not Canon. Actually, the original filming model wasn't actually lit.
Yeah.
At all, but I just put in 3mm LEDs into
the front,
the fronts,
yeah,
and the rear.
Mm-hmm.
The rear ones will be sort of like masked off with like a grill,
yeah,
sort of thing, and the fronts will be blind again after I drop them. I've got these little faceted things that actually came off a pen top.
Yeah.
So if I put them in front, it'll sort of break up the light a bit. And then frosted domes. So hopefully it'll
spread the light out a bit. Yeah.
Spread the light out a bit and break it up a little bit as well. But I also put in, you can just about see it glowing through the plastic.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of strip LEDs.
Yeah.
So it lights up the interior, and I've experimented with fiber optics.
Yes.
They're not directly lit. They're just catching the ambient light.
Yeah. They're inductively lit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if you're doing it that way, you're making the light emanate out of them in a more subtle way. If you attach them to a LED, they're going to be awfully bright.
Yeah, that was the idea, really. Go for a more subtle light illumination.
Yes.
So because the plastic's white, I'm sort of beginning to think maybe even the LEDs or the fiber optics might have been unnecessary. All I would have to have done would have been just sand back the white raised sensor ports, whatever they are. But I don't think they're actually windows as such, and there would have been enough light, shining through Raytheon style. But I already have the mold drilled out. I think I went through about 3 or 4 drill bits just on something this size. So who knows what the Star Destroyer will be like.
Make sure you buy a big package of drill bits. Yeah.
Yep. I also think, yep, that does come off. When I was putting these strip LEDs in,
yep,
my solder had broke, soldering iron. So they're all mechanical joints in there. So I might I've got a new soldering iron, so I might just go back and solder them properly. And you can almost see the shadow of the how thin the plastic and how white it is. You can see the shadow of the wire going up to the nacelles.
Yeah.
True. I'm like this year coming. Then again, it might just go back on the shelf and be forgotten about for another year.
Yeah, let it age a bit more on the shelf and bring it back.
Oh. Who's next?
Well, I just want to go back to this. I think I got it good here. Hold on a second. I think I got it good here.
Yeah, it looks like copper. Yeah. I mean, it's got the foil for the ground in the cable.
Yeah.
It's with bare wire wrapped around with the foil.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is definitely copper. There's one of the ends are exposed there, the black one.
Tinned copper. Yeah.
That is copper. So I think this will work.
Yeah, it'll be fine. No, I was just concerned because I know sometimes they use the tinsel cord because it's low noise. But it's like I said, it's a pain to work with.
Well, I was sure hoping. Well, you know what? I can probably pair these up to carry the power because that's all it's going to be doing is carrying power. I was hoping that I can get something small enough that would have, instead of 5 leads, which this does, because I knew that there was going to be lots of wires from the circuit board to operate the nacelles, because the nacelles spin. But since that is it, I don't know if Ralph ever watches these shows. Ralph, I'm putting your circuit board in my model. It better darn well work. It's always good to put all that kind of stuff outside the model, but I want to do something different in mounting this thing, because typically this particular kit was made to light, most definitely. And this hole here is where a post goes up. This is the second pop. The original pop had a tripod, in fact,
mount. Yeah.
It has a tripod mount. There was, here it is, one here.
Yeah.
And then it went to the 2 pylons on a tripod. And there was a piece that covered this in the original pop.
Mm-hmm.
They did that in case you wanted to do the post, and this second pop, they just added the post. So what I typically do is put the wires through the post, because it's a hollow tube.
Yeah.
And the problem I have with that is if you're going to transport it, you have to find a way to separate your stand from your model. And so I was trying to figure ways. Normally, I have, this is off the LED, but this is the same. This is the 5mm plug.
Yeah.
I can use that. I have a whole bunch of these from bad soldering irons, which wouldn't be so bulky. I have from a soldering iron, it's about half the size, because on the inside, I'm going to put it right there, right up against that post. Actually, it goes like this. This is the female end, and I'm just going to put a hole in there to attach it that way. I'm just hoping this isn't too tall. But if I stripped it all the way down to the bottom of this, the wires will bend very easy, and I can probably get away. Because at that point on the model, it's pretty tall inside. I don't think that's going to be a problem. But that way, I'll have a wire running up along the post. This will be the male part, and all I got to do is just plug it in. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Okay.
I'm going to try it that way. Unless I find, since it is just a power circumstance and I can use the 5mm, I'm going to see if I can find my last solder iron, because I don't buy a solder station. I prefer to just buy this. And then when the tip goes, I mean, the tip does come off. It is replaceable, but the tip costs as much as this. So basically, I can get a 9-volt battery pack out of this, both male and female. And that's what I use for my models. And the component inside is much smaller. Maybe if I can find the last one, I'll see if that'll work better, because the profile of this thing is pretty high. I might use it for that. And this is pretty high, too. So that's where I'm at with this. Eventually, once I get to a certain point, I'll probably put it up on a stand and work on it that way.
Yeah.
Because the stand it came with, it was a half dome. I'm not going to use the half dome. Liam is sending me, the original pop has a profile.
Yeah.
And I'm going to elevate that off of a plaque and light that too. It'll serve as a nightlight. So that's what I'm doing. And I know Brian is busily working there.
Yes.
He's not sharing anything. He's not giving anything up.
Oh, no, it's fine.
We can hear you.
I know.
You're a lot of
I try to cover my microphone. I'm not giving anything up yet because it really looks like crap right now. So when it doesn't look like crap, I'm more likely to show it off.
Do you have plans for next year? Anything big? Anything terrific? Large? Other than the Galactica?
No, I was going to say that's about it. I got to finish getting the rest of them. But that's it. That's going to be, judging by listening to you guys and seeing what you guys go through with your lighting and the preparation for lighting and all that stuff, I anticipate those being a much longer build than a car. Because of all the process, but I expect it to be fun in the same time. I'm anxious to learn about it and have the experience of lighting something that big. And hopefully it won't be a flop. Hopefully it'll work out. And
I feel the same way.
It's nice to like things that work. It's nice to like the things that work out, but you never know.
The only thing I can tell you about lighting, particularly when you get into what I'm doing, is keeping your wires organized. And but if it's just like what Randall's doing, well, there's not much organization that needs to be done. But this is the circuit board. It's got all these leads coming out of it. Mm-hmm. So they're all different colors. I gotta be very organized. And there's not only just two, there's also this too.
Well, I have from a previous job back in the 80s and 90s, I have a lot of experience with making wiring harnesses for, 40 stations. And it was under a military contract, so it all had to be neat. So I pretty much have an idea on how to keep the things neat and organized and labeled correctly, so I'm not guessing which goes where. But again, that was something that was probably 4 or 5 feet long. Doing something that's 18 inches long is going to be a little bit different, but basically same procedure. But it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to the stress and drama of it all.
Stress and drama. I see how you work. You thrive on stress and drama.
Yeah, I put on a football game, and that's where I get most of my stress and drama, and then I do this. Your prediction was wrong, by the way.
What?
Your prediction was wrong, by the way. Pittsburgh's going to be celebrating tonight.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Well, if they're going to win, they have to win against New England. But they do have home field advantage, from my understanding. So.
Who? Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
No, Pittsburgh. If Pittsburgh didn't win,
it's not being played in Pittsburgh. It's not being played.
Yeah, they only. I don't think Pittsburgh has 8 wins.
No. They have the home field advantage right now.
I don't know. I'd have to look.
Okay.
I don't know.
I thought they were playing here today.
They did.
All right.
I know what you're talking about today's game. I thought you were talking about playoff implications.
No.
Playoffs?
We're not talking playoffs. We don't go that far ahead. Anyway, it looks like we're all working on something. Jim, you want to take over the show?
Yeah.
Anyway,
I saw something the other day on Thingiverse. Thought that was kind of neat. somebody's designed a rack for holding your sprues.
What?
A sprue rack.
Oh no!
So you said and your sprues are sitting upright, so that you're not digging them in a pile in the box. Make them easier to find when you're working on a model.
Yeah, they also have. It also had a maybe not that version, or maybe another version that had a board back of it that you can actually mount your plans to.
Yeah.
With magnets.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not continually having.
That's a little weird.
Fold out your plans out over your workbench or something.
You know, that would have
That's what I've got.
Well, I do that already, but I have a pegboard in the back, and I use some clips to hold the plans open in front of me.
Yeah, that would have been helpful when I was doing the Millennium Falcon, but I didn't have I had like this much space.
Yeah.
But that would have been helpful. You know how like an IV thing is in the hospitals when they got the high IVs? Yeah, maybe something like that on a post with wheels.
Get a small artist easel and put your plans up on that type of thing.
Oh, I didn't even think of it doing something like that, but that's actually a good idea.
Jim, that's close to what I did. I have mine. Of course, you know I work off the folding TV trays.
Yeah.
I have a thing made up out of an old cross-stitch frame because I used to do a little bit of cross-stitch.
Yeah.
Here's my contraption here. See how far back you can get. Can you see that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You can see how it pivots this way, and then it also pivots this way if I need it really close. Because when I take off my glasses, I need it like almost in my face. But since I don't do the cross stitch anymore, I had all this stuff laying around. It cost me nothing to make, and
yeah, no, it makes a smaller footprint on the desk too. So.
Yeah. I could never work with the messy area.
Well, you know,
this was cheap and a piece of cake.
Brian, you wouldn't like my bench then?
No, I think I've seen your bench. It put shivers down my spine.
I don't know if I've ever seen it. I think you showed it one time, but I couldn't see it. It was buried among all kinds of stuff, is my point.
Oh yeah. Well, you can actually see a bit more of it now. I did a bit of a tidy up. Not much one, but you can actually see a few square inches of bench now.
I don't know if that old saying holds true. A messy desk is a sign of a genius.
Well, a clean desk is a sign of an ill mind.
I think
ill mind, yeah.
That's pushing it, the metaphor a bit too far.
Well, anywho. Yeah, I mean, we're really talkative tonight. And here I was thinking maybe hanging out earlier, but
yeah.
Jack, here's another model.
Uh-oh, Jack. For all this time, Jack just froze.
No,
nope, he's back.
It's a ticker.
Am I alive?
You're back. You're alive now. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't know what happened.
You weren't the only one. A couple of the channels froze.
It could have been Google then.
Yeah.
Well, as I was saying, I was a little bothered by the fact that I spent a lot of time figuring out how to put in LED tape into this thing, and it turns out I have to pull everything out.
Yeah.
Well, at least I put them in with super glue, so that wasn't too bad to break out.
It is a
super glue doesn't hold up when you're torquing it.
No, it's got very low shear.
Yeah, but I am using the Gorilla.
Oh, the Gorilla got the rubber in it. Yeah.
So,
it's a little stronger.
I don't know. I'm just picking at this now. I hope I don't damage anything just now. Good. It still works.
Lights.
Work. See, that's what a power source like this is what you need for Christmas, Randall. One of those right there.
Let's see.
Actually, Banggood's got one on for sale right now for about $36.
Oh yeah.
$36 isn't bad. I think I paid about $45.50 about 6 years ago.
Yeah.
But you can do your voltage. It's like a fine tune and
a fine, yeah.
And then you have here
your current limiter.
Your current limiter, yeah.
We had a store that was like Radio Shack called Apple. And unfortunately, like Radio Shack, it went by the wayside, but they were having a closing down sale. And they had one of those on sale, but their sale price was £60, which I thought at the time was a bit steep for, you know. But you're talking about, what, $30?
Yeah, a single channel power supply like that, they're really cheap at it right now.
Right. That just went on my Christmas list.
I can hear it now. Honey, I know what you can get me for Christmas.
What I'll be doing is I'll show this video on the TV in the dining room.
I'm doing that. I should have been clicked on myself. Okay. Well, I'm planning on doing what Ken does, doing a couple of scratch builds. I want to do a very large X-Wing. I'm thinking like a 16 scale, which will make it about 4 feet long, perhaps.
Where you gonna put that to?
Well, you know what? It'll be. I'm thinking now that I did a wood build, I'm actually tempted to do out of balsa wood. You know, I was supposed to have a 3D printer by now, but things got in the way. Mainly buying a computer and a car and all kinds of stuff. So I had to put that on the back burner because I was going to utilize a 3D printer to make the frame for the X-Wing and just use styrene to panel it. But now that I built a wood build, and I'm glad that, you know, we did something like that. And the fuselage would be very similar to this. This is pretty lightweight. I'm pretty surprised how sturdy this is.
It's a lot stronger than you think it might be. Yeah.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And made this way was my thinking, and yeah, I'm thinking maybe trying to making out of balsa wood. Somebody gave me a heads up on that, saying that, you know, you can, if you're making out of balsa wood, it's a possibility that it would warp.
Yeah.
I don't know because the wood that they get in these kits are pretty cheap, I think.
It's fairly cheap. You go to your hobby store and there's quite a selection of balsa you can pick up, so it's not that.
Balsa doesn't really once it's cut that way, it doesn't really warp, does it?
No. As long as you don't, it will warp over time if it's laid in a position where it can bend over time. It will warp. But if you store it flat or long pieces, I like to store in a tube, like a drafting tube.
Yeah.
You can put it in and you don't have a problem. If you're storing it in such a way that it's hanging and that it can develop warps over time. But if you store it properly in a stiff tube, it keeps pretty fine without any issues.
Yeah, I've looked into my preliminary looking into like on eBay and ordering from eBay balsa. You can get balsa and basswood relatively cheap online in bulk. That's what I would be probably doing. But I'd have to lay out some drawings, preliminary drawings, just to work from. Just like like I said, I'm going back to that wood build, and I was very. I always made a joke about it that's looming over me, and literally was looking over me, waiting to get done. And I'm glad I did get it done because you said no problem. Just laid out those instructions. You've got the pattern, so to speak, laid right there, and you work it that way. So that's what I got to do.
Build on top of the plans, and away you go.
Yeah, right. And that's what I'm looking at doing is doing some drawings and doing it in a very similar fashion. Although the tiles, ceiling tile I got are foot by foot, I think I might need something bigger.
Yeah, well, like when I used to design RC aircraft, I'd build the plans 1-to-1, so they'd be building plans as well as the descriptive plans for the build. Yeah. So I'd build on top of them, type thing.
Right. I'm probably going to need calipers too. Come to think of it, something I can measure thicknesses with.
Oh, you need to have a good modeler's got to have a good set of calipers.
Oh, look at this!
These are cheap. I use these all the time. These are cheap. Yeah? You can get these for about $20.
Oh, okay.
Got digital display and inch or metric, so you can select either one. So.
Yeah, I got a cheap set earlier this year off Amazon. I think I spent $15. It came with the case and an extra battery.
Yeah.
And I use them all the time, especially for drill bits. And they go by a company called Glow Geek. And they go metric and US and millimeter and inches. And it actually has a place for a feed. If you want to hook it up to a computer to print out, it has that feed on it. The last time I encountered that was with my $200 pair of Mitutoyo digital ones.
Yeah. These are fine. I mean, it's not only got your inside, outside calipers. It's also got a depth gauge, so which is handy.
Yeah, I like that. I like that feature. Mine is mostly just for drill bits because unfortunately I go through those 0.018. I think it is drill bits like crazy, and I wish I could buy them by myself, but I can't. What do you need?
No, I find I use these a lot. So much so that I got the case here and I hardly ever sits in the case. It's usually just sitting on the desk.
Yeah, mine are always in the case, just sitting in my drawers here.
But yeah, no, like this isn't metal; it's a plastic, but it's good enough for what we do. You know,
what's the plastic on it? The whole thing, the body, and all that.
The body's all plastic, except for the depth gauge. The depth gauge is metal, but the whole body is plastic.
Yeah, the body on the one I have is I would imagine it's stainless steel. It's all steel.
Yeah.
Yeah, same as that one there. Digital one.
Yeah, those look like my old Mitutoyos.
Mastercraft, that one.
Yeah, I can't get you.
I never looked at the back of these. I see that little chart on the back.
I was gonna say you were talking about all kinds of measuring devices. Ken's probably sitting there thinking, measuring devices. Who needs that?
What do you need to do something?
Only use a ruler.
Can we do something?
Only use a ruler. Well, that's pretty much what I think calipers would come in handy when.
Oh yeah, no. They're very. I think they're absolutely necessary.
I got those from a wood lathe, but I don't really use wood lathe.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay.
But no, so they're a good tool to get, and like I said, they're cheap. You can find them all over the place. You can probably even get a pair at Walmart, but you can get them probably at your Harbor Freight and that too. So
Every now and then there's a tool company that comes up from Ohio, and they spend a week. They rent a parking lot here. What's it? Do you remember what that name is? Discount Tool Supply or something like that. And they sell stuff equal to Harbor Freight. It's really inexpensive, But
Yeah, they're
everything-
like a traveling flea market type thing.
yeah, they come in with a semi and a trailer for the person to sleep in. And when I catch them here, probably like twice a year, when I catch them here, I go down and hit them up and see what they've got.
Well, I did the thing that my biggest tool, and I mentioned this before, was when I went to Wonderfest, I bought some dental tools. When I went to the dentist just recently, I said to the dentist, I bought some dental tools. He's like, you didn't use them on yourself, did you? I'm like, no, I use them on modeling. This thing I used when I was doing the windows.
Dental probe, yeah.
I don't have any idea what I did without it. And it's got a regular, and like this, I can press down on. And I can use it on a curve to press on pieces.
Or just to hold a part in place while it sets and stuff like that.
Exactly. And I got, and the other two things I use a lot are these tweezers, these reverse tweezers.
Tweezers.
I like this a lot.
And probably at least one set of forceps too.
Well, I don't have forceps, but that will be the next attempt when I go there this coming year. I bought $20. I gotta say these would be expensive otherwise, but I bought 4 pieces: a ruler, two dental tools, a ruler, 2 dental tools, and 2 tweezers.
Yeah.
And I got this too, and I'm not so sure that I would need this, but
no. The cut blade on that, you can get into some tight places and clean out.
Right. This actually has a kind of a blade-like end.
Yeah, it's a sharp scraper, so that sharp scraper can come in real handy.
Right, especially when you're reestablishing panel lines on plastic kits.
Yeah,
because this is not so much like that, but
no.
Certainly. But I think I got this ruler too.
A good 6-inch ruler, yeah.
Yeah, and centimeters. This is indispensable in many circumstances.
Yeah.
Because I have another metal ruler here, but it's a foot long. It does have centimeters on it too.
Another thing it's nice to get, especially when you're scratch building, is a hobbyist machine square.
Oh.
Hobbyist T-square.
Yeah. She might have had those too. Come to think of it. That's stainless steel. She may have had.
Yeah, this is stainless steel. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm getting a little ambitious and a little anxious to do bigger builds, and I'm glad I'm doing this. It's actually nice having had started something. I haven't modeled in a while, maybe 3 or 4 months. And George says nobody can do what Ken does. Well, George, all I can say is I'll make the attempt. That's all I can say is I'll make the attempt. Because I do want to make something very large. Because one of the things about making large things is in some ways it's easier, but what is difficult is the amount of space.
Yeah.
That you need to do it. So that's what I'm thinking of doing, and we'll see where it goes. I might even do it with balsa, even panel it with balsa too. Just now that I'm thinking about it, there's a lot of ways you can go about that. And it'll be very sturdy, very light and very sturdy. And then if it is successful, that's what I would take to Wonderfest. But of course, you only get so much space on a table. But I'll tell you what, they had the Randy Cooper Star Destroyer, and that thing was huge. That was about 4 or 5 feet long.
Yeah.
So it had to have been longer. I don't know. It was huge. It was big. And I cannot imagine doing all those little points of light on it, all the windows on it. There was a lot of them. I wonder if they did connect directly to an LED. That would have been. Those are the kinds of things I'd like to know. Is what the modelers actually do.
For those model builders, what they actually do.
Yeah. What's that, Ken?
I think he made the bright and clear, and put LEDs behind and just scratch little holes in the glare for get the lights come through.
Oh, so it just picked up the ambient light?
Yeah, you didn't do no fiber optics, nothing.
Right, right. Oh, okay. No fiber optics.
On a lot of those studio models, they really don't get that complex on the inside. Actually, if you look inside some of them, they look real rough. My example was like with the Enterprise, when they started taking it apart to see what it was really like.
Yeah.
It's really kind of rough and haphazard the way it is on the inside. It's that it works, but they get the effect that they want, and that's all that they're concerned about.
I think he got a video on there showing how he done that. I think.
But you're talking about the one at Wonderfest.
Randy Cooper.
Oh, the Randy Cooper model.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it had to have been a Randy Cooper model. He was there. I actually shook hands with him. Although he didn't know who I was, and he thought I was crazy, but
Yeah.
but it'd be something like that. I mean, that's the kind of thing I would like to do. What you do, Ken, is absolutely amazing. And when I was a kid, I used to do a lot of that. I thought getting into plastic kits would get me back in the swing of things. But in some ways, you get spoiled because, on a scratch build, you got to make everything yourself.
Yeah.
But on a kit, you just open it and you start throwing paint and glue around and it gets done. You don't have to worry about making sure that, for an example, all these ridges are in there and all these panel lines and getting the right the vents here and all the details, basically. I don't know, Ken, have you done something this intricate, though?
Not in Starship, no.
No, well, I mean, no, a build that would require a lot of detail like that. No?
Well, yeah, I did with models with a lot of detail, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I know that Winnebago's going to have a lot of detail. But I just couldn't imagine, measuring everything out and getting those details is my point. That's why I'm picking the X-Wing, because it's pretty sleek. There's no
I did that one there. I did that one there with a collaboration with the guy from Yay Monsters. That's a risen model.
Oh.
Yeah. To add it, yeah.
Yeah, this one's from. I think this one's from the animation series. Clone Wars, what is it? Beautiful detail.
Clone Wars show, yeah.
Yeah. Even got it. All the feet detailed in there. Yeah.
Well, anyway, that's pretty much it. I don't have anything more. I would think that I'd like to just put it out there that maybe or maybe New Year's Day, maybe New Year's Eve would not be too doable, but New Year's Day, recovering from our festive. I don't know what most modelers do. I don't do much of anything other than sit at the bench, sniff glue. But I think New Year's Day will be a nice time to hang out, not a broadcast hangout, but if you guys want to hang out, listening, if you want to get on, I know Liam might be able to do it. I don't know, Randall, I don't want to speak for them, but certainly that would be an idea just to hang out and do some building before the coming weekend of the 5th for the show. So the show is going to start back on the 5th of January, as I said earlier. And really, that's pretty much it. It just seems like we're all wrapped up in our holiday and getting ready for it. So I'd like to thank everybody, including Liam, who showed up, and Phil, who showed up at the live chat. Bob also showed up. I hope they have a good Christmas. as well as George. George, you've handled the live chat very well, even though you were at work and nobody else was there. So thank you, George, for stopping by and saying hello, as well as I'd like to say thank you to David. Never got to David. He
left before you got to him.
Out. Something's going on. Maybe he had to run from the California fires. Who knows? And Brian, thank you for stopping by as well and not showing us what you're working on. That we really appreciate it.
Well, in about 10 minutes, I can.
Oh, okay. Well, 10 minutes, I don't think we'll be around.
I'm trying to paint a piece of 28 gauge wire, so it's taking a little bit of concentration.
Oh, okay. All right. And thanks, Jim, for coming by. And also, Ken, it was good to see you. And you have a good New Year and a Christmas holiday season as well to you and your family, as well as Randall. Thank you for cleaning your workbench off a little bit so we can see what you're doing. Not that we were actually seeing what you're doing. This is your host, Jack. Will be in a couple of weeks, 3 weeks. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Good night.
Good night.
Night.
Good night.